It's time for another oil change today. I got exactly 2,999 miles on the Shell Rotella T4 15W40 conventional diesel oil, and I'm going to go put in the Walmart Supertech diesel oil. It's conventional just like the T4 1540, and yeah, definitely not that bullshit, and definitely not 530 or any other 30 that you can buy. As outlined in the owner's manual under the asterisk 1, it says, for better performance, we recommend using a 5W40, but the first number depends on how cold it is in the wintertime, where you live, so that's changeable. Again, depending on where you live. I live in Arizona, so I get to use a 15W. Now, I could use 10W, I could use 5W, I can even use 0W, but I get this because it's the least expensive, and that's the same thing goes for the Shell Rotella T4 and the STP 1540 diesel oil, because all conventional, and I can buy those two in a 5-gallon bucket, so that makes the price really, really, really low. But anyways, so I went ahead and I requested the Blackstone Labs sample kit. So I'm going to be getting a sample of my Shell Rotella T4, and then I'm going to be sending that in for testing, just to see what my engine is doing with my oil and how that's going, and yeah, it should be good. And you want to get it halfway through the drain cycle, so that you can not get it in the first part or the last part, so that it's equal chance of getting all of the rest of the additives that's in there, and it doesn't skew the results. So I think that's about good. Do that. Yep. Oh yeah, and I have a magnetic drain plug. That's why it didn't fall down, just in case if you were wondering. The magnetic drain plug is pretty cool because it captures any metal particles that could get past your filter or anything like that. Those aren't all that expensive to buy, and I do recommend it. And recently I found a video on YouTube that was recommended, and it was the former GTR engine builder. He was asked what he recommends for oil and how often do you change it and blah blah blah, and he said 3,000 miles and you can get the least expensive oil. So that he didn't specify synthetic or conventional. So I sat there and I was like, oh cool, well looks like if he recommends it for the GTR engines, then I have a fucking Genesis Coupe engine, so what the hell, looks like I'm doing something right. Because apparently a lot of the people that were watching the previous video and the Instagram post or whatever social media he made that post to ask questions, they're like, oh well, I can't do that every 3,000 miles because it's too expensive. So they just said, just get the least expensive. and change it out every 3,000, and everything will be fine. If you want your vehicle to last a long time, because oil is less expensive than replacing an engine. For you guys who don't know, I have the CX Racing oil cooler kit. So I got the sandwich plate. I think they're 10 or 12 size AN lines. Can't remember, but yeah, so every time I go to change the oil, I have to tighten up the male-female plug that attaches the sandwich plate to the original filter. All right. Oh, not too bad. All right, and then we got the old gasket on the trusty STP XL filter. And it looks like we're all done with the drain bolt, so we swap these. I can show you what the drain back valve, the magnetic drain bolt caught. Which it's not much, but I'll find a little section right here that's clean. And then I'll wipe it. So yeah, nothing too serious. Just the normal, usual stuff that's on there and that's been on other people's vehicles that I've changed oil for. Okay. Tighten. Okay, that's good. Just an inch down there. Okay, that's good. And we'll go up here. One of the bottles, and I'm going to use another STP oil filter. So I pre-fill it so that it's not dry when it starts. Then you still got to take your finger and get some oil on the O-ring gasket so that it has less of a chance of sticking onto the, in my case, sandwich plate. But in most others' cases, so it doesn't stick on the oil filter base plate. And then you want to hand tight, not with a filter wrench or any other contraption. And that's it for down there. So I'll take you up here. And now, my situation, before I put the CX Racing external oil cooler on, which you can see right there through my eBay carbon fiber grill, I was putting 5 quarts in. 5 quarts would go in, 5 quarts would come out. I would never have to add any makeup oil because my engine doesn't have any blow-by, as in the piston seals and stuff. But the initial fill with the oil cooler, I had to put about an extra half, so I got 5.5. And then I, of course, turned it on, circulated the oil, let it go to the bottom of the pan after turning it off, and then checked the dipstick, and it was at the normal spot where it is with the 5. But now that it's not the initial fill, I go back to my normal 5 quarts, and everything is good. I got a 2011 BK1 with a stuffed turbo, and I have track raced it, and didn't develop any rod knock that other people's cars get. There was no issues with it anywhere, not just dealing with engine. Didn't have a problem with the radiator, none of that stuff. And I have 92,000 miles. I've owned it since 2016, and I picked it up with 16,000 miles. So pretty much had it its whole entire life. It was 5 years old at that time, but person that had it before me didn't own it and didn't drive it, let alone that much with whatever they were putting in it, oil viscosity wise. So I gotta say I got lucky, and because I do research on my own, because I care about my possessions, I read in the manual, like what I told you at the start of the video, and I've been using a 40 viscosity oil at operating temperature. I did put 040 European blend, or not blend, but European Mobile 1 in it, 040, and then I did put a couple times 540 in there from Valvoline, but I decided to switch to 1540 due to the price, and it's been good ever since. Here's number 4. And now the last one, right here. I do like that Supertech does seal their lid, even though they have their anti-tamper seal on the actual cap itself, so that's cool. Oh yeah, and then I got a note, before I put the T4 in that I just drained out, I had another round of this. And that's what I actually raced on, was the Supertech at Arizona Motorsports Park in Glendale, Arizona. Alright, so there's the 5 quarts. Put the stupid cap back on. And yeah, that's it for the oil change. So I'll be sending this into the Blackstone Labs laboratory, and we'll, when I get the results back, I'll have to make another video explaining it. And I am going to pay the extra $10 for the total base number, so I can see if I can run the T4 longer than the 2,999 miles that I did. And then I got my other, and then I got another one sitting right here, ready to go again when I'm done with this Supertech oil. So I'll put another batch of T4, because I got that 5-gallon bucket right there, and then that's left over from that 2.5 gallon jug right there. And yeah, keep going from there. But that's that. Till next time.